up, world? It's just Ruslanka, and today we're gonna be talking about the Nifty 50. This seems to be everybody's favorite lens when you go on YouTube. I know when I first decided I wanted to get a camera, I did all the research in the world to figure out what type of lens I want to get. Because here's the thing, if you're let's start over. There's a lot you need to know before you buy your first camera, before you buy your first lens. First of all, are you gonna be doing video, or are you gonna be doing photo, or are you gonna be doing both? That's the first thing you need to consider before you think about purchasing a lens. And especially purchasing the 50 millimeter lens. And this one was with the f-stop of, anyways, we're gonna skip past that. I don't even know. But things you need to know before buying your first camera. First of all, I got a Canon M50 with a 50 millimeter lens, and honestly, I regret buying it. I regret buying it. Just because you're in a creative field doesn't always mean you need to have a camera. As a matter of fact, most of the time I had this camera, I was shooting everything on my phone on a stabilizer. That's right. And that took me a lot further than this ever took me. And the reason why I did not like this lens is because it's only 50 millimeters. So before you buy this lens, you need to think about, what am I going to be doing with this? I thought I was going to get this camera and be able to vlog. Let's be serious. This is a 50 millimeter lens. You cannot vlog with this. You need at least a 35 or a 16 to get what I was trying to do. So if you want to vlog, this is not the lens for you, especially if you want to take great videos. I personally don't feel like this is the best lens, me personally, or at least with this camera. Oh, and another thing is I had to buy an adapter because the 50 mil wouldn't even fit to the camera. So that was another bigger investment. It's just so many things you got to think about when you want to upgrade your gear. What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be shooting? And yeah, I personally would have went with a 35 mil. I would win a 35 mil because the bokeh, you still get the nice depth, depth of field, you still get the clear resolution. It was great. Now when this comes to being on a tripod and taking photos and headshots, highly recommend. If you want to be like a photographer, I do recommend, because this definitely got clean shots. I just hated that I would have to be like this. Oh, you want to take a picture? Give me a sec. This was literally my experience every time I shot with this. Let me back up. Oh, wait. That was just so much complexity when it came to shooting with this. So if you're in the market for getting a camera, I feel like your first camera should be like some type of lens, zoom lens that you could adjust, right? So I do not recommend this as your first and only lens, because that was another place I messed up. This did come with the kit lens, but I didn't really like it that much, right? So that's just a lot of different things you need to consider. But benefits to having this, the quality is great. But you just got to figure out what you wanted to do. I wanted to do video, and I wanted to do moving around. You know, maybe if this was on a stabilizer, it would be great. But I don't recommend this. But speaking of this being my first camera, I'm actually giving it away because I finally upgraded, and I'm taking what I want to do to a different path. So you guys need to subscribe, like, and stay up to date with who might be the lucky winner of this camera. I'm also going to be giving it away with 2 extra batteries because I had to buy some. And I really wish the person who lands with this camera in their hands does something great with it. I think this was an investment of like maybe between $500 to $650, but it was worth it. Would I get a 50 millimeter lens again? I mean, I kind of already have it in the G Master lens that I already have. I just got to arrange it, but this was just not, to me, the greatest investment. I barely used this camera because I got tired of not being able to shoot like this. And it was really annoying. So unless you have someone that's gonna be shooting for you, then okay, cool. And if you like, especially up close shots, this is great. But if you plan on like shooting, it's just, I don't know, I didn't like that I was not able to be versatile with this. Now there are people who are able to create amazing things, but this just wasn't me. And to get more on the business side of why also I didn't think that this was a great investment for me personally, maybe I should have put that $500, $600 into a course or hiring someone. You know, I didn't think I wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't do this again. Because where I am now, I'm at the point of, and I was hesitant to buy this camera. If you don't already know, I'm shooting right now on a Sony I'm shooting on a Sony A7R3. Sometimes I forget, all right? I'm shooting on a Sony A7R3 and with a G Master lens 24x70, and it's great. But I was still hesitant to get this camera because do I want to be on director mode or do I want to be on shooting mode? Because once you make this investment, now you just invested money into this camera. That means down the line, let's think about this. Price and cost. This is actually something I'm learning from this book I'm reading. Let me show you the book. Reading this book right now called Advanced Selling Strategies, and I'm telling you guys, you need to read this book. Like, you will never need another sales class again. You will never need another YouTube video again. This information talks about everything. And the reason why I'm talking about this, is because earlier today, I read a chapter in a book where it talked about the difference between price and cost, right? So the initial price of this was $500, but the cost of having this, it was costing me a lot because I wasn't using it and I wasn't investing it the right way. So think about price versus cost before you actually invest into something. Is this gonna, actually, the price of the body was $500, but then the extra cost of having to buy the adapter, not having a flash, not having the extra things. So there's just so much to consider when you are purchasing your things. And then something that nobody talks about when it comes to buying new gear is that I personally feel like it's a sinkhole for money, because you're not just gonna buy the camera, buy the lens. No, because then you're gonna need to buy an SD card. You're going to need to buy a camera bag. There's so many things that go into making this investment, and you need to think it all the way thoroughly through. And I don't think there's anything wrong with shooting on an iPhone. I don't think so, especially if you have a stabilizer. If you're shooting handheld, that's where the problem leads. But if you can shoot in 4K and in cinematic mode, I don't see the problem. And most of the time, people can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference. So would I get the 50mm lens again? No, I wouldn't get it. Would I recommend it? I wouldn't recommend it unless you're a studio photographer who has their camera on a tripod and they're shooting. But it's so hard to get the full frame. I wouldn't recommend this. So tell me, what are your thoughts? Do you own one of these, and would you get one again? I would, if I had to choose, I would get a 35mm lens. I would not get this, or I would wait till I have enough money and get the 16 and up, a zoom lens or L lens. But this is not a great investment, at least to me. So once again, it's me, Just Ruslanka, and I just thought I should make this quick video. If you want a chance to win this camera, go ahead, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay up to date with my social medias, because when I drop it, I'm dropping it. So stay tuned, and I hope you have a great one. Bye. Oh, and get the book and join my book club. Bye.